I mean, I don't think so. I don't think we are going to think about it too much. I think, there's only been in one game where when we've probably um, felt the need for the number 8 and 9, which was the game against England in Lucknow. And actually our number 8 and 9, added 40, after the 7th wicket, the next couple of wickets gave us 46 critical runs on a tricky wicket. So I think we got to have confidence in our 8, 9, 10, 11. The ones that we have now, I think they are working very hard and they're doing the best that they can. And I don't think the batsmen really, to be honest, need to think about it or worry about it. I think if you play good cricket through the 50 overs and play according to the situation and what the demands of the game are, I think there's enough quality in that top 7 to look after itself. Yeah.
राहुल भाई, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले जब साउथ अफ्रीका के कैप्टन आए थे तो उन्होंने कहा था कि 6 बॉलर इंडिया के पास नहीं है। आपको लग रहा है कि हार्दिक वैसे टीम में नहीं है, वो आउट हो गए वर्ल्ड कप से, एक 6 बॉलर का जो क्वेश्चन है वो इंडिया के लिए शायद वो पॉइंट है जिसको देखना पड़ेगा।
ज़रूर, अगर आप उन्होंने जिस फैक्ट्स कहा है, द फैक्ट इज दैट yes, we will not be in a position to have a proper sixth option. We do have the option to call upon our wrong-footed, in-swinging menace. And, with the crowd behind him, I'd back him for a couple of overs there and a few wickets. The crowd was demanding his bowling in the last game. We came very close to giving him an over. And then we've got Surya who can turn his arm over a little bit, and then Rohit's bowled a bit as well. So, look, yeah, you're right. I mean, obviously the sixth option is something that, Hardik gave us. But you're right as well that, we have been playing the last 4 games without the sixth bowling option. We also played a couple of games in the Australia series before the World Cup without the sixth option. We won 2 of our games, both in Mohali and in Indore, when we played only with 5 bowling options in those games as well. So we have responded really well to that challenge. Yes, of course, we probably won't have that sixth bowling option in these games. But the response of the team and the players has been really good when we've not had it. So, I think we've played enough games without having it and seem to have done pretty well.
Rahul, I just want to ask about Surya, the manner in which he batted against England on a tricky pitch. Like you had earlier spoken about finding new scoring areas, like the way he batted his range, like how satisfied were you, and is he trying anything different from what he does in T20 cricket? Like after that innings, has he changed something?
No, I think like we said earlier, I think I was asked this question, I think, when he was going through a little bit of a tough phase as well. And, I think for him and for everyone else, I mean, it's a constantly, you have got to keep improving, you've got to keep evolving, you've got to keep getting better. And the more, kind of situations he finds himself in and he comes out of it like he did, really well against England, the better he's going to get at it. Yes, I mean, there are, just in terms of, just the areas in which he scores in T20 cricket and how quickly he has to go in T20 cricket. He's obviously, been exceptional at that. And it's good to see that, in one-day cricket, he's also realizing that maybe at times you can give yourself a little bit more time to settle in. And then you know how dangerous and he can be at the death. So it all really depends on situations, and I think he has that experience because he's played so much of, sort of domestic cricket. He's been around for the last 10 years. So just, I think we're sort of relying a lot also on his experience to be able to read a situation really well. I mean, in the last game, which we played in Bombay, we had set a really good platform. So again, it was really nice to have someone like him, and he could almost go from ball 1. It didn't kind of work out. He got out a bit quickly. But it was a perfect scenario for us, for him to, just explode, and that score of 350 or something that we got, him going suddenly, that could have been 380. So that's a really good, nice cushion to have. Other situations, when like against England, when we were wickets down, then probably you need him to play a slightly different kind of role for a while and then look to go hard at the end. So, yeah, it's just that it's nice to have that experience of people like him and Jadeja announced at the back end, just to be able to read that situation and play according to the situation. And that's really important in one-day cricket. T20 cricket, sometimes, you just have to play in one way. One day, sometimes lower down the order, you need to be able to be smart enough of how to read a game and read a situation.
Rahul, 2 wickets used here, both behave kind of differently. There was due one day, there was no due the other. Now you've been associated with Eden Gardens as player and as IPL player and coach for a long time. Do you think this makes the conditions here a little difficult to read, especially for one-day games? And the other thing is the guy you almost gave a ball at the 130, how has he been able to keep away the noise of his birthday, 49, and the team?
Okay, so long question, so let me. Yeah, no, firstly, I've given up on Dew. You know, honestly, I don't read Dew, man. I just given up on it. I can never predict it. Neither can groundsmen, man. Half the time they're telling me something and then it's not thing. So, but I think this tournament, I think the beauty of this tournament is that it has shown that, if you bat first and you put good scores on the board, Dew hasn't been as much of a factor. The results haven't been as skewed as maybe even a lot of people thought leading into this tournament. So I think that's a good thing. So I don't think, too much, there needs to be too much into it. Yes, if you need to be able to respond. I mean, obviously, when you are faced with that situation, then you need to be able to respond and see how to react to it and deal with it. But luckily, it's not been so much of a factor. So again, here, like I said, I'm not really worried about it. It might come, it might not come. We just play according to how we think, what we think is best, gives us the best chance to win in this game. Yeah, and I think Virat's been really relaxed, and as you can see in his performances, batting really well for us. Really keen to do well as he always is. So look, I haven't noticed anything different. He's always been the same. He's always been professional, always been hardworking, always been switched on. So nothing different. And no, I don't really think he's thinking too much about 49 and 50, and probably certainly not about his birthday, getting a year older, But no, I think he's been really focused on winning the tournament and playing some good cricket for us, and I think he's doing that really well.
राहुल थोड़ा सा इससे आगे जो इन्होंने पूछा था last 2 days there was rain also yesterday, and today also there was overcast entire day, और कल के लिए भी forecast of overcast for the entire day. So do you consider before going into a match to change the 11 according to the situation, or would you like to go with the winning combination in this match?
देखिए, बारिश होगा या ड्यू होगा उसके बारे में हम ज़्यादा कुछ ये नहीं कर सकते, उसके ऊपर इतना प्लान नहीं कर सकते. तो नहीं, हम ज़्यादा कुछ इतना सोचेंगे नहीं. जो हमारी प्लेइंग 11 होगी वो कल पता ही चल जाएगी. पर नहीं, वो हम उसके वेदर के ऊपर से लेके हमारी प्लेइंग 11 को इतना कुछ चेंज नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि वो हमारे
earlier the batting is now ending at 7. So how, in that context, how important was Shubman and Shreyas getting those big runs in the last game for the entire batting piece to kind of come together before you enter the knockout?
Booms is going to take exception to it ending at 7. Watch out for a man in the corridor somewhere.